Modern trading platforms have made the financial markets more accessible than ever before. Today, almost anyone with an internet connection can open a trading account and gain access to the same charts, indicators, price data, and analytical tools that professional traders use. Platforms display identical candlestick patterns, identical support and resistance levels, and identical technical indicators to millions of users around the world. In addition to this, educational resources are widely available. Online courses, YouTube tutorials, trading communities, and countless strategy guides promise to teach people how to trade successfully. On the surface, it appears that the playing field has become level. Everyone can see the same information, everyone can study the same strategies, and everyone can learn the same technical concepts. Yet despite this equal access, the results among traders are dramatically different. Some traders manage to grow their accounts consistently over time, while many others struggle to maintain profitability or even preserve their capital. This gap raises an important question. If everyone has access to the same tools and knowledge, why do outcomes vary so widely? A common belief among struggling traders is that success depends on discovering the perfect strategy. Many traders assume that somewhere out there exists a secret formula, a precise indicator combination, or a hidden trading method that guarantees profits. Because of this belief, they spend an enormous amount of time searching for new strategies. One week they may trade a breakout system. The next week they experiment with a scalping method, and shortly after that they switch to a trend-following approach. This constant switching from one system to another is often referred to as strategy hopping. It creates the illusion of progress because traders feel like they are continuously learning something new. However, in reality, it prevents them from developing consistency. Every strategy requires time, experience, and discipline to master, and when traders abandon a method too quickly, they never allow themselves the opportunity to fully understand how it performs under different market conditions. Another common problem that emerges from this search for the perfect strategy is indicator overload. Modern trading platforms provide dozens, sometimes hundreds, of technical indicators. Moving averages, RSI, MACD, Bollinger Bands, stochastic oscillators, and many others can all be applied to a chart at the same time. New traders often assume that adding more indicators will improve the accuracy of their analysis. Instead, the opposite tends to happen. Charts become crowded with signals that sometimes contradict each other, and traders begin to experience analysis paralysis. They hesitate, second, guess themselves, and struggle to make clear decisions. Rather than simplifying the decision-making process, too many indicators often make trading more confusing. The deeper truth is that the main difference between profitable traders and struggling traders rarely lies in the tools they use. Most traders already possess enough knowledge to trade effectively. They understand basic concepts such as risk management, stop losses, trend direction, and position sizing. The real challenge lies not in learning the rules, but in consistently following them. Under normal circumstances, it is easy to say that you will cut a losing trade quickly or avoid overtrading. However, when real money is involved and the market begins moving rapidly, emotions can take control. Fear may cause a trader to close a winning trade too early. Greed may push them to hold a losing position in the hope that it will recover. Frustration after a loss may lead to revenge trading, where the trader enters impulsive positions simply to recover what was lost. This difference between knowledge and execution is one of the most important psychological challenges in trading. Markets are uncertain by nature. Even the best strategies produce losing trades, and no system can guarantee success on every position. Because of this uncertainty, traders must learn to operate without emotional attachment to individual outcomes. They must accept that losses are a normal part of the process rather than a personal failure. Without this mindset, traders often begin to interfere with their own systems. They move stop losses, exit trades prematurely, or enter positions that were never part of their plan. Psychological discipline plays a critical role in navigating these challenges. Traders must learn how to remain calm in uncertain situations, how to manage risk without letting fear dominate their decisions, and how to stay patient during periods when the market is slow or unclear. Many profitable traders spend long stretches of time waiting rather than trading. They understand that not every moment in the market offers a high-quality opportunity. Patience becomes a skill just as important as analysis. Ultimately, the most important insight is surprisingly simple. The technical tools used in trading are widely accessible and relatively easy to learn. Anyone can download a platform, apply indicators, and study chart patterns. However, behavioral consistency is far more difficult to develop. The ability to follow a trading plan with discipline, manage emotions during losses, and remain patient during uncertainty is what separates successful traders from the majority who struggle. In the end, the true dividing line in trading does not begin with technology or strategy. It begins with mindset. In trading, technical knowledge alone does not determine success. Many traders understand charts, indicators, and strategies, yet still struggle to produce consistent results. The real challenge often lies in the mindset patterns that shape decision-making under pressure. One of the most common patterns is outcome obsession. Instead of focusing on the quality of their decisions, traders become heavily fixated on profits and losses. Every trade becomes a test of personal success or failure. When a trade wins, confidence spikes. When it loses, frustration or doubt quickly appears. This habit of measuring success by individual trades creates emotional instability because trading outcomes are never fully controllable. Even a well-planned trade can result in a loss due to normal market fluctuations. However, traders who are obsessed with outcomes begin to interpret every loss as a mistake. Over time, this emotional attachment to short-term results makes it difficult to follow a structured plan. Instead of thinking in probabilities across many trades, they start reacting emotionally to what just happened in the last position. Another destructive mindset pattern appears in the form of impulsive decision-making. Markets move quickly, and price fluctuations can create a strong sense of urgency. Many traders feel pressure to act immediately when they see sudden movement on the chart. Instead of waiting for proper confirmation or a clear setup, they jump into trades based on instinct or excitement. These impulsive entries often occur during moments of strong momentum, where the fear of missing out pushes traders to act before their strategy actually signals an opportunity. In such moments, previously established trading rules are ignored or forgotten. A trader who originally planned to wait for confirmation might suddenly enter a trade without checking the full conditions of their system. This behavior may occasionally produce a quick profit, which reinforces the habit, but in the long run it leads to inconsistency and poor risk control. Impulsive decisions shift trading away from a structured process and turn it into a series of reactions to short-term market noise. Closely connected to impulsive behavior is the powerful emotional cycle created by fear and greed. These two emotions influence nearly every financial decision people make. Fear often appears when a trader is holding a profitable position. As soon as the trade moves slightly in their favor, anxiety begins to grow that the profit might disappear. Instead of allowing the trade to reach its planned target, the trader exits early to secure a small gain. While this may feel safe in the moment, repeatedly cutting winning trades short can damage the long-term profitability of a strategy. On the opposite side of the spectrum lies greed. When traders see the potential for large gains, they may increase their position sizes beyond what their risk management rules recommend. Larger positions amplify both profits and losses, but emotional excitement tends to make traders focus only on the upside. This imbalance between fear and greed creates unstable behavior. Traders exit winners too early because of fear, while simultaneously exposing themselves to excessive risk because of greed. Another dangerous pattern that appears after losses is revenge trading. Losses are an unavoidable part of trading, but they can trigger strong emotional reactions. After experiencing a losing trade, some traders feel an urgent need to recover what was lost as quickly as possible. Instead of calmly evaluating the next opportunity, they begin placing new trades with the sole purpose of winning back their money. This mindset shifts the focus away from strategy and toward emotional recovery. Traders may increase their position sizes or enter trades that do not meet their usual criteria. The problem becomes even more severe during drawdown periods when multiple losses occur close together. As frustration grows, risk often increases. What began as a small attempt to recover a loss can quickly turn into a series of aggressive trades. Overtrading during emotional periods usually leads to further losses, creating a negative cycle that becomes increasingly difficult to break. Over time, these mindset patterns produce a deeper problem: instability. Traders who experience repeated emotional swings often begin to lose confidence in their methods. A strategy that produced several losing trades may suddenly feel unreliable, even if those losses fall within normal statistical expectations. As a result, traders start changing their approach frequently. They search for new indicators, new entry rules, or completely different trading systems. While the desire to improve is natural, constant strategy changes prevent the development of consistency. Every method requires time to understand its strengths and weaknesses, but frequent switching resets the learning process again and again. This instability gradually erodes discipline. When confidence disappears, rules begin to feel optional rather than essential. Traders may ignore risk limits, skip parts of their analysis, or rely on intuition instead of structured decision-making. The result is a trading process that becomes increasingly unpredictable. Instead of operating with a clear plan, the trader reacts emotionally to market movements and recent outcomes. Recognizing these mindset patterns is the first step toward improvement. By understanding how outcome obsession, impulsive decisions, fear, greed, and revenge trading influence behavior, traders can begin to shift their focus away from emotional reactions and toward a more disciplined, process-driven approach. Consistent traders often appear calm and methodical in the way they approach the markets. While many people assume their success comes from superior strategies or access to special information, the real difference usually lies in how they think about trading itself. Over time, experienced traders develop a mental framework that allows them to operate with stability even when markets are uncertain or volatile. At the center of this framework is process-oriented thinking. Instead of focusing primarily on profit, consistent traders concentrate on execution. Their main objective during any trade is not to make money immediately, but to follow their predefined rules as accurately as possible. They understand that trading outcomes are never fully controllable in the short term. A perfectly executed trade can still end in a loss simply because markets are influenced by countless unpredictable factors. Because of this reality, they judge their performance by whether they followed their trading plan, not by whether the trade won or lost. This shift in perspective reduces emotional pressure. When the goal becomes correct execution rather than instant profit, each trade becomes part of a larger process rather than a personal test of success. Closely connected to this mindset is a probability-based perspective. Successful traders view trading as a long-term statistical process rather than a sequence of isolated events. Just as a casino does not depend on the result of a single game, traders understand that their strategy must be evaluated over many trades. Even strategies with strong statistical advantages produce losing trades on a regular basis. Losses are not signs that something is necessarily wrong. They are simply part of the distribution of outcomes that any probability-based system produces. By understanding this concept deeply, traders become less emotionally attached to individual trades. A loss no longer feels like a failure, and a win is not treated as proof of personal skill or superiority. Both outcomes are simply data points within a much larger sample size. This statistical perspective helps traders remain focused on the long-term performance of their system rather than reacting impulsively to short-term fluctuations. Another key component of the consistent trader's mindset is emotional neutrality. Markets are full of emotional triggers. Rapid price movements, unexpected news events, and sudden changes in market sentiment can easily create excitement or anxiety. However, traders who maintain long-term consistency work to keep their emotional responses balanced. When they experience a winning trade, they avoid excessive excitement or overconfidence. Celebrating a profit too strongly can lead to reckless decisions on the next trade, such as increasing position size or entering a setup that does not fully meet the criteria of their strategy. At the same time, they also avoid panic or frustration after losses. Since losses are expected within any trading system, reacting emotionally to them serves no productive purpose. Emotional neutrality does not mean suppressing feelings entirely, but rather preventing those feelings from influencing trading decisions. By maintaining a stable emotional state, traders are able to think clearly and continue following their process regardless of recent results. Structured patience is another defining trait within the mental framework of consistent traders. Many people approach the markets with the assumption that frequent trading leads to higher profits. In reality, experienced traders often spend more time waiting than trading. High probability opportunities do not appear constantly, and forcing trades during unclear market conditions often leads to unnecessary risk. Structured patience means deliberately waiting for setups that meet specific criteria rather than reacting to every movement on the chart. During periods when the market lacks clear direction or volatility is unusually low, disciplined traders accept inactivity as part of their strategy. Waiting is not seen as wasted time but as an important form of risk management. By avoiding forced trades, they preserve both capital and mental energy for situations where their strategy has a higher statistical advantage. Over time, this disciplined approach leads to a final element of the consistent trader's mindset: confidence through consistency. Confidence in trading does not develop from a few profitable trades or from short periods of success. Instead, it grows gradually through repeated experiences of following a structured process. Each time a trader executes their plan correctly, regardless of the outcome, they reinforce the habit of disciplined behavior. As this repetition continues, the trader begins to trust the process more deeply. They learn that long-term results come from consistency rather than from trying to predict every market movement perfectly. This form of confidence is quieter and more stable than the excitement that comes from occasional big wins. It is built on the understanding that disciplined behavior, applied repeatedly over time, produces far more reliable results than emotional reactions or impulsive decisions. Together, these elements form the mental framework that supports consistent trading performance. Process-oriented thinking keeps attention on execution rather than short-term profit. A probability-based perspective allows traders to accept losses without emotional disruption. Emotional neutrality prevents excitement or fear from influencing decisions. Structured patience ensures that trades are taken only when conditions truly align with the strategy. Finally, confidence develops naturally as disciplined behavior is repeated over time. While strategies and tools may vary between traders, this psychological framework remains one of the most important foundations for long-term consistency in the markets. In the journey toward consistent trading performance, one of the most important developments is the practical mental shift that traders must make in how they approach the market. Many beginners enter trading with the belief that success depends on accurately predicting what the market will do next. They spend large amounts of time attempting to forecast exact price movements, believing that if they can correctly anticipate the next move, profits will naturally follow. However, experienced traders gradually move away from prediction and instead focus on preparation. Financial markets are influenced by countless variables, including economic data, institutional activity, geopolitical events, and shifting sentiment. Because of this complexity, no trader can consistently predict exact outcomes with certainty. Recognizing this reality allows traders to replace the idea of prediction with scenario planning. Instead of trying to guess what will happen, they prepare for multiple possibilities. For example, they might define what action they will take if the price breaks above resistance, what they will do if it rejects that level, and how they will respond if the market simply moves sideways. By preparing responses in advance, traders reduce the need to make emotional decisions in real time. This shift naturally leads to another important realization: the difference between control and risk management. Many struggling traders operate with the subconscious belief that if they analyze the market deeply enough, they will eventually gain control over outcomes. They may feel frustration when trades fail because it seems as though their analysis should have prevented the loss. Over time, disciplined traders accept a fundamental truth of trading: markets cannot be controlled. Price movements will occur regardless of any individual trader's expectations or opinions. Once this reality is accepted, attention shifts away from controlling the market and toward controlling the factors that actually can be managed. These factors include position size, risk exposure, entry conditions, and trade management rules. Risk management becomes the true foundation of professional trading behavior. Instead of asking, "How can I make this trade win?" traders begin asking, "How much am I willing to risk if this trade loses?" This mindset ensures that no single trade has the power to cause significant damage to the trading account. Another important transformation involves moving from frequency to precision. Many beginners assume that the more trades they take, the more opportunities they will have to generate profit. This assumption often leads to overtrading, where traders enter positions simply because the market is moving rather than because a high-quality setup is present. Over time, experienced traders recognize that trading frequency does not necessarily correlate with profitability. In fact, taking too many trades often introduces unnecessary risk and increases emotional stress. Instead of seeking constant activity, consistent traders focus on precision. They define specific conditions that must be present before entering a trade and ignore market movements that do not meet those criteria. By reducing unnecessary trades, they improve the overall quality of their decision-making. Fewer trades also allow more time for analysis and reflection, helping traders remain focused on disciplined execution. This emphasis on precision leads naturally into another crucial shift, moving from emotion to structure. Emotional decision-making is one of the most common causes of inconsistency in trading. When traders rely on instinct or spontaneous judgment, their decisions often change depending on recent wins, losses, or market excitement. To counter this tendency, successful traders introduce structure into their process. They create predefined rules that guide every aspect of their trading behavior, including entry conditions, risk limits, exit strategies, and position sizing. Many traders also use checklists or written trading plans to reinforce these rules. Before entering a trade, they may review a series of conditions to confirm that the setup truly matches their strategy. This structured approach reduces the likelihood of impulsive decisions and ensures that each trade follows a consistent framework. Over time, structure becomes a stabilizing force that protects traders from emotional swings. The final and perhaps most transformative shift involves moving from short-term thinking to a long-term perspective. Many traders evaluate their performance based on individual trades or even single trading days. A loss may feel discouraging, while a win may create temporary excitement. However, this narrow focus often leads to emotional volatility and inconsistent behavior. Experienced traders learn to evaluate performance over longer periods of time. Instead of judging themselves by a single trade, they analyze results across weeks or months. This broader perspective allows them to see patterns that would otherwise be invisible in short-term results. A strategy that experiences several losses in a row may still be profitable over a larger sample size. By focusing on cumulative performance rather than individual outcomes, traders reduce emotional pressure and maintain greater discipline. Together, these mental adjustments form the foundation of practical trading improvement. Shifting from prediction to preparation encourages scenario planning rather than guesswork. Moving from control to risk management emphasizes the importance of protecting capital. Replacing trading frequency with precision improves the quality of decisions. Transitioning from emotion to structure introduces rules and checklists that stabilize behavior. Finally, adopting a long-term perspective allows traders to measure success through consistent performance over time rather than through the outcome of any single trade. These shifts do not occur instantly, but as traders gradually integrate them into their routine, they begin to develop the disciplined mindset that supports long-term consistency in the markets. Developing a winning mental shift in trading is not the result of a single realization or a sudden change in perspective. Instead, it is a gradual process built through consistent habits, structured routines, and a deeper understanding of how the mind reacts under uncertainty. Many traders initially focus almost entirely on strategies, indicators, and market analysis, believing that technical knowledge alone will determine their success. While these elements are important, the ability to apply them consistently requires a stable mental framework. One of the most effective ways to begin building this framework is by creating a structured routine around the trading process. A routine provides stability and reduces the influence of emotional decision-making. Before the market session begins, traders can engage in pre-market preparation, which may include reviewing economic events, analyzing key support and resistance levels, and identifying potential setups that align with their strategy. This preparation phase allows traders to approach the market with a clear plan rather than reacting impulsively to sudden price movements. Equally important is defining clear trading criteria. Instead of entering trades based on vague intuition, disciplined traders specify the exact conditions that must be present before they take a position. After the trading session ends, The routine continues with post-trade analysis and journaling. Recording trades, reviewing decisions, and reflecting on what happened during the session helps traders understand not only the technical aspects of their trades, but also the psychological factors that influence their behavior. Tracking behavioral patterns becomes a crucial step in strengthening this mental shift. Many trading mistakes are not random, they follow recognizable patterns linked to emotional triggers. For example, a trader may notice that impulsive trades often occur after missing a profitable opportunity earlier in the day. Another trader might realize that frustration after a losing trade leads to immediate attempts to recover the loss. By carefully monitoring their own behavior, traders can begin identifying these recurring triggers. Journaling and trade reviews make these patterns visible over time. Once a pattern is recognized, the trader can adjust routines or rules to reduce its influence. This might involve implementing mandatory waiting periods after a loss, limiting the number of trades per day, or requiring additional confirmation before entering a position. The goal is not to eliminate emotions entirely, since emotions are a natural part of human decision-making. Instead, the goal is to create structures that prevent emotions from dictating trading actions. As traders continue refining their routines and monitoring their behavior, discipline begins to strengthen gradually. Many beginners expect dramatic transformations, believing that once they learn the right mindset, their trading performance will immediately improve. In reality, discipline develops slowly through repeated practice. Each time a trader follows their plan correctly, even when it feels uncomfortable or when a trade ends in a loss, they reinforce disciplined behavior. Small improvements accumulate over time. A trader who reduces impulsive trades by even a small percentage each month is steadily moving toward greater consistency. The focus shifts away from chasing perfection and toward building reliable habits. This gradual approach makes the development of discipline more realistic and sustainable. Another essential component of the winning mental shift is accepting the true nature of uncertainty in financial markets. Many traders struggle emotionally because they expect their analysis to produce predictable results. When trades fail, they interpret those failures as signs that something is wrong with their ability or their strategy. However, uncertainty is not a flaw in trading, it is a fundamental characteristic of the market itself. Even the most effective strategies experience losing streaks and unpredictable outcomes. Understanding that randomness exists helps traders maintain emotional stability when results fluctuate in the short term. Instead of reacting with frustration or self-doubt, disciplined traders remain confident in their process. They know that the performance of a strategy can only be evaluated over a large number of trades. Temporary losses are seen as normal variations within a broader statistical pattern rather than as signs of failure. Ultimately, the final perspective that emerges from this process is both simple and powerful. The difference between consistent traders and those who struggle is rarely determined by intelligence, access to information, or even the specific strategy being used. Many traders are intelligent, hardworking, and knowledgeable about market analysis. Yet without psychological stability, even the best strategy can be applied inconsistently. The defining factor in long-term trading success is the ability to behave consistently under conditions of uncertainty. This means following rules even after losses, remaining patient when opportunities are scarce, and maintaining discipline when emotions try to influence decisions. Over time, traders who develop this mindset begin to see the market differently. Instead of viewing trading as a constant battle to predict price movements, they see it as a structured process built on preparation, risk management, and disciplined execution. Their confidence no longer depends on the outcome of a single trade, but on their ability to follow their plan consistently. Long-term success in trading is therefore not the result of extraordinary intelligence or secret strategies. It is the outcome of steady psychological development, careful self-observation, and the commitment to consistent behavior across many trades and many market conditions.